The Festival of Trumpets. On the first day of the seventh month, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. It is a day for you to sound the trumpet as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, or a front offering of one young bull, a ram, and 7 male rams a year old or without defect. With the bull, offer a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with olive oil. With the ram, 2/10, and with each of us 7 rams, 1/10, include 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. These are in addition to the monthly and daily front offering with their grain offerings and drink offering as specified. They are food offering presented to the Lord, a pleasing aroma. The Day of Atonement. On the 10th day of this 10th month, for the sacred assembly, you must deny yourselves, and do not work, present as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, a burnt offering of 1 young bull or ram and 7 male rams a year old or without defect. With the full offer, a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with oil. With the ram, 2/10, and with each of the 7 rams, 1/10, include 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the sin offering for atonement and the regular burnt offering with his grain offering and their drink offerings. The Festival of Tabernacle. On the 15th day of the 7th month, hold a sacred assembly as do no regular work. Celebrate a festival to the Lord for 7 days. Present as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, a food offering consisting of an burnt offering of 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male rams a year old, all without defect. With each of the 13 bulls, offer a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with oil. With each of the 2 rams, 2/10, and with each of the 14 rams, 1/10, include 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with each grain offering and drink offering. On the 2nd day, offer 12 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male rams a year old, or without defect. With the bulls, rams, offer their grain offering and drink offering according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with each grain offering and their drink offerings. On the third day, offer 7 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 males, rams a year old or without defect, with the bull rams and rams. Offer their grain offerings and drink offering according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering in addition to the regular burnt offering, with each grain offering and drink offering. On the first day, offer 10 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 males, rams a year old or without defect, with the bull rams and rams. Offer their grain offerings and drink offerings according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering in addition to the regular burnt offering, with each grain offering and drink offering. On the fifth day, offer 9 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male rams a year old or without defect, with the bulls, rams, and rams. Offer the grain offering and drink offering according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering in addition to the regular burnt offering, with each grain offering and drink offering. On the 6th day, offer 8 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 males, rams a year old or without defect, with the bull, ram, and rams. Offer their grain offering and drink offering according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering in addition to the regular burnt offering, with each grain offering and drink offering. On the 7th day, offer 7 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male rams a year old or without defect, with the bull rams and rams. Offer their grain offering and drink offering according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering in addition to the regular burnt offering, with each grain offering and drink offering. On the 8th day, hold a closing special assembly and do no regular work. Present as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, a food offering consisting of an offering of 1 bull, 1 ram, and 7 male rams a year old or without defect, with the bull, the ram, and the rams. Offer their grain offering and drink offering according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering in addition to the regular burnt offering, with each grain offering and drink offering. In addition to what you bow and your freewill offerings, offer this to the Lord at your appointed festival. Your burnt offerings, grain offerings, drink offerings, and fellowship offerings. Moses told the Israelites all that the Lord commanded him. Vote. Moses said to the head of the tribe of Israel that this is what the Lord commands. When a man make a vow the Lord or take an oath to obligate himself by a pledge, he must not break his word, but must do everything he said. When a young woman still alive in her father's household makes a vow to the Lord or obligate herself by a pledge, and her father hear about her vow or preach, but say nothing to her. Then her vows and every preach by which she obligates herself will stand. But if her father forbidden her, when he hear about it, none of her vow or the preach by which she obligated herself will stand. The Lord will release her because her father has forbidden her. If she married after she makes a vow or after her lips utter a rash promise by which she obligates herself, and her husband hears about it but say nothing to her, then her vows are or the pledge by which she obligates herself will stand. But if her husband forbid her, when he hears about it, he nullifies the vow that obligates her or the rash promise by which she obligates herself, and the Lord will release her, and vow or obligation taken by a widow or divorced woman will be binding on her. If a woman living with her husband make a vow or obligates herself by a pledge under oath, and her husband hears about it but says nothing to her and does not forbid her, then all her vows or the pledge by which she obligated herself will stand. But if her husband nullifies them when he hears about them, then none of the vow or pledges that came from her lips will stand. Her husband has nullified them, and the Lord will release her. Her husband may confirm or nullify and vow she make or any sort pledge to deny herself. But if her husband say nothing to her about it from day to day, then he confirms all her vow or the pledge binding on her. He confirms them by saying nothing to her when he hears about them. If, however, he nullifies them sometimes after he hears about them, then he must bear the consequence of her wrongdoing. These are the regulations the Lord gave Moses concerning relationships between a man and his wife, and between a father and his young daughter still living at home. Vengeance on the Midianites. The Lord said to Moses, "Take vengeance on the Midianites for the Israelites. After that, you will gather on you will gather to your people. So Moses said to the people, some of your men to go a war against the Midianites, so that they may carry out the Lord's vengeance on them. Send into battle 1,000 men from each of the tribes of Israel. So 12,000 men arms for battle, 1,000 from each tribe were supplied from the clan of Israel. Moses sent them into battle, 1,000 from each tribe, along with Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the priest, who took with him articles from the sanctuary and the temple for signaling. They fought against Midian as the Lord commanded Moses, and killed every man. Among their victims were Ebi, Rechem, Jurel, Hur, and Reba, the 5 kings of Midian. They also killed Balaam, son of Beor, with the sword. The Israelites captured the Midianite woman and children and took all Midianite herd, flocks the goods as plunder. They burned and the towns where the Midianites had settled, as well as all their camps. They took all the plunder and spoils, including the people and animals. They brought the captive spoils and plunder to Moses and Eleazar the priest and the Israelite assembly at their camp on the plains of Moab by the Jordan, across the Jericho. Moses, Eleazar, and priest and the leader of community went to meeting them outside the camp. Moses was angry with the officer of the army. The commanders of 1,000 and commanders of 100 who returned from the battle. Have you allowed all the women to live? He asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful to the Lord in the Peor incident, so that bleach struck the Lord's people. Now kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man. But save for yourself every girl who has never slept with man. Anyone who has killed someone or touched someone who was killed must stay outside the camp 7 days. On the third and seventh days, one must purify yourself and your captive. Purify every garment as well as everything made of leather, goat, hair, or wood. Eleazar the priest said to the soldier who had gone into battle, "This is what is required by the law that the Lord gave Moses gold, silver, bronze, iron, tin, reed, and anything else that can withstand fire must be put through the fire, and then it will be clean. But it must also be purified with the water cleansing, and whatever cannot withstand the fire must be put through that water. On the seventh day, wash your clothes, and you will be clean, that you may come into the camp. Dividing the spoils. The Lord said to Moses, you and Eleazar priest and the family heads of the community are to count all the people and animals that were captured. Divide the spoil equally between the soldiers who took part in the battle and the rest of the community, from the soldiers who fought in the battle. Set apart of tributes for the Lord, one out of every 500, whether people, cattle, donkey, or sheep. Take this tribe from their half share and gave it to Eleazar the priest as the Lord's part. From the Israelite half, select one out of every 50, whether people, cattle, donkey, sheep, or other animals. Give them to the Levites, who are responsible for the care of the Lord's tabernacle. So Moses and Eleazar and the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. The plunder remaining from the spoils that the soldiers took was 6,075,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61 donkeys, and 32 women who had never slept with a man. The half share of those who fought in the battle was 3,037,500 sheep, of which the tribute for the Lord was 675. 36,000 cattle, of which the tribute for Lord was 72. 30,500 donkeys, of which the tribute for the Lord was 61. 16,000 people, of whom the tribute for the Lord was 32. Moses gave the tribute to Eleazar, the priest, as the Lord's part, as the Lord commanded Moses. The half belonging to the Israelites, which Moses set apart from that of the fighting men, the community's half, was 3,037,500 ships, 36,000 cattle, 30,500 donkeys, and 16,000 people. From the Israelite half, Moses selected one out of every 50 people and animals as the Lord commanded him, and gave them to the Levites, who were responsible for the care of the Lord's tabernacle. Then the officers who were over the units of the army, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, went to Moses and said to him, "Your servants have counted the soldiers under our command, and not one is missing. So we have brought as an offering to the Lord the gold article each of us acquired. Amulet, bracelet, signet, rings, earring, and necklace. To make atonement for ourselves before the Lord, Moses and Elijah the priest accepted from them the gold, or the craft articles, or the gold from the commander of thousands and commander of hundreds that Moses and Elijah presented as a gift to the Lord, weighed 16,750 shekels. Each soldier had taken plunder for himself. Moses and Elijah the priest accepted the gold from the commanders of thousands and commander of hundreds and brought it into the tent of meeting as a memorial for the Israelites before the Lord. The Trans-Jordan tribes, the Reubenites and Gadites, who had very large herds and flocks, saw that the lands of Jazer and Gilad was stable for livestock. So they came to Moses and Elijah and priests and to the leaders of the community and said, Ataros, Dibon, Jazer, Mimra, Heshbon, Eliezer, Sebam, Nebor, and Bion. The land the Lord subdued before the people of Israel are stable for livestock, and your servants have livestock. If we have found favor in your eyes, they said, let this land be given to your servant as our possession. Do not make us cross the Jordan. Moses said to the Gadites, the Reubenites, Should your fellow Israelites go to war while you sit here? Why you discourage the Israelites from crossing over the land to land the Lord has given them? This is what your fathers did when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to look over the land. After they went up to the valley of Eshcol, the viewed the land, they discouraged the Israelites from entering the land the Lord had given them. The Lord's anger was aroused that day, and he saw this also, because they have not followed me wholeheartedly. Not one of those who were 20 years old or more, and when they came up out of Egypt will see the land I promised on earth to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not one except Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, son of Nun, for that followed the Lord wholeheartedly. The Lord's anger burned against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until the whole generation of those who had done evil in his sight was gone. And here you are, a blood sinner, standing in the place of your fathers, and making the Lord even more angry with Israel. If you turn away from following him, he will again leave all these people in the wilderness, and you will be the cause of their destructions. Then they came up to him and said, We would like to build pens here for our livestock and cities for our women and children, but we will arm ourselves for battle and go ahead of the Israelites until we have brought them to their place. Meanwhile, our women and children will live in fortified cities for protection from the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our home until each of the Israelites has received their inheritance. We will not receive any inheritance with them on the other side of the Jordan, because our inheritance has come to us on the east side of the Jordan. Then Moses said to them, If you will do this, if you will arm yourselves before the Lord for battle, and if all of you who are armed cross over the Jordan before the Lord until he has driven his enemies out before him. when the land is subdued before the Lord, you may return and be free from your obligation from the Lord and to Israel, and this land will be your possession before the Lord. But if you fail to do this, you will be sinning against the Lord, and you may be sure that your sin will find you out. Build cities for your women and children, and pens for your flocks, but do what you have promised. The Gadites and Reubenites said to Moses, "We, your servant, we do as our Lord commands. Our children and wives, our flocks and herd, you remain here in the cities of Gilead. But your servants, every man who is armed for battle, will cross over to fight before the Lord, just as our Lord said." Then Moses gave order about them to Eleazar the priest, the Joshua son of Nun, and to the family heads of the Israelite tribes. He said to them, "If the Gadites and Reubenites, every man armed for battle, cross over the Jordan and with you before the Lord, when the land is subdued before you, you must give them the land of Gilead as their possessions. But if they do not cross over with your armed, they must accept their possession within the Canaan." The Gadites and Reubenites answered, "Your servants will do what the Lord has said. We will cross over before the Lord into Canaan armed, but the property will inherit will be on this side of the Jordan." Then Moses gave to the Canaanites, the Reubenites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of the Og, king of Bashan, the whole land with its cities and the territory around them. The Gadites filled up Dibon, Ataros, Aroer, Atros, Shuphan, Jarjar, Jogbeha, Beth Mimra, and Beth Haran as fortified cities, and built pens for their flocks. And the Reubenites rebuilt Heshbon, Eleazar, and Kiriatarim, as well as Nebo and Balameon. These names were changed, and Sibuma. They gave names to the cities they rebuilt. The descendant of Machir, son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, captured it, and drove out the Amorites who were there. So Moses gave Gilead to the Machirites and descendants of Manasseh, and they settled there. Jael, a descendant of Manasseh, captured their settlement and called them Haboth Jair, and Nobah captured Kenas and each surrounding settlement and called it Nobah after himself. Stage in Israel's journey. Here are the stages in the journey of the Israelites, and when they came out of the Egypt by divisions under the leadership of the Moses and Aaron, the Lord commanded Moses recorded the state in their journey. This is their journey by stage. The Israelites set out from Ramesses on the 15th day of the first month. The day after the Passover, they marched out defiantly in full view of the Egyptians. Who were burying or their firstborn, whom the Lord had struck down among them. For the Lord had brought judgment on their gods. The Israelites left Ramses and camped at Sukkot. They left Sukkot and camped at Etam, on the edge of the desert. They left Etam, turned back to Pi Hahiros to the east of Baal Zephon, and camped near Migdol. They left Pi Hahiros and passed through the sea into the desert, and when they had traveled for 3 days in the desert of Edom, they camped at Marwa. They left Marwa and went to Elim, where there were 12 springs and 70 palm trees, and they camped there. They left Elim and camped by the Red Sea. They left the Red Sea and camped in the desert of Sin. They left the desert of Sin and camped at Dophkah. They left Dophkah and camped at Alushi. They left Alushi and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. They left Rephidim and camped in the desert of Sinai. They left the desert of Sinai and camped at Kibros Hatava. Kibros. They left Kibros Hatava and camped at Hazeros. They left Hazeros and camped at Rithma. They left Rithma and camped at Rimon Perez. They left Rimon Perez and camped at Libna. They left Libna and camped at Lisha. They left Lisha and camped at Kehelasta. They left Kehelasta and camped at Mount Shepherd. They left Mount Shepherd and camped at Harada. They left Harada and camped at Mahoros. They left Mahoros and camped at Tahas. They left Tahas and camped at Tara. They left Tara and camped at Miska. They left Miska and camped at Heshimona. They left Moseros and camped at They left Hashimura and they camped at Moseros. They left Moseros and camped at Benejakan. They left Benejakan and camped at Hor-Hagidgad. They left Hor-Hagidgad and camped at Jotbatha. They left Jotbatha and camped at Abrona. They left Abrona and camped at Ezion-Geber. They left Ezion-Geber and camped at Kadesh in the desert of Sin. They left Kadesh and camped at Mount Hor on the border of Edom. At the Lord's command, Aaron the priest went up Mount Hor, where he died on the first day, on the 5th month of the 40th year after the Israelites came out of Egypt. Aaron was 123 years old when he died on Mount Hor. The Canaanite king of Arad, who lived in the Negev of Canaan, heard that the Israelites were coming. They left Mount Hor and camped at Jalmona. They left Jalmona and camped at Punon. They left Punon and camped at Obos. They left Obos and camped at Abarim on the border of Moab. They left Ari Avarim and camped at Dibon Gad. They left Dibon Gad and camped at Armon Dibrathaim. They left Armon Dibrathaim and camped in the mountains of Abraham near Nebo. They left the mountains of Abiram and camped on the plains of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho. There on the plains of Moab they camped along the Jordan from Beth Jeshimoth to Abel Shittim. On the plain of Moab by the Jordan across from Jericho, the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and said to them, when you cross the Jordan into Canaan, drive out all the inhabitants of the land before you, destroy all their carved images and their cast idols, and demolish all their high place. Take possession of the land and settle in it, for I have given you the land to possess. Distribute the land by lot according to your plans. To larger groups give larger inheritance, and to the smaller group and smaller one, whatever falls to them by lot will be there. Distribute in according to your ancestral tribes. But if you do not drive out of inhabitants of the land, those you allow to remain, you will become barbs in your eyes and thorns in your sides. They will give you trouble in the land, there you will lie. And then I will do to you what I plan to do them."